The mic that I used to record broke this week, so I'm gonna have to use a replacement mic until I can replace the previous one. Sorry about that. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, episode 62 of Pokemon Horizons titled Me and Fuecoco's song just dropped, and here, Roy rematches Ryme. Will he be able to beat her now? Let's find out. The episode continues from the end of last episode. Roy is down for a while, thinking about what Ryme said to him about not being a good partner to Fuecoco, but when Liko asks him if he's willing to give up, he gets himself back up, ready for a rematch. But before he can do so, Nemona stops him because he doesn't have a plan. Instead, she asks him if he wants to do some awesome training. And it's not just him, but all of our heroes. First, they sprint in the snow, but only Roy makes it all the way to the target goal. Even Nemona, who came up with the idea, doesn't get far. If you play Scarlet and Violet, then you know that that's a part of a character trait. I'm glad the anime remembered. They then roll some snow, only for Dot and Fuecoco to give up in a funny little bit. Then some actual battle training as Roy and Fuecoco run up a hill while dodging attacks from Palmot, Fuecoco, and Quaxwell. And eventually Fuecoco is able to get past all of it using Flamethrower on a snowy tree. While all of them rest afterwards, Liko brings up the question that Ryme asked last episode, which was, why does Roy sing? And this leads to us learning more about Roy. He does have parents, but turns out they're sailors. That's where Roy learned to sing. His parents had to go on a long voyage, which is why he was with his grandfather. The song that he used to sing with his parents on the boat was the singing that allowed him to be friends with many of the Pokemon in the island. Reminiscing on all this, Roy gets a clue of how he can beat Ryme, and Nemona decides to help him train, while Dot and Liko decide to stall for time in case he doesn't make it back in time. Liko and Dot arrive at the concert, and eventually the bit where people get involved is about to happen, but Roy's not back yet, and no one in the crowd wants to participate. Even Dot and Liko are too nervous to do so. However, just then, Quaxwell walks up to Ryme and the MC, forcing our heroes up there. They make up a scenario where Dot and Liko hold up berries in their hands and their head, and Fuecoco will try to hit all of it before Quaxwell finishes its dance routine. They take their time and eventually Fuecoco is successful. After their act finishes, Roy still isn't back yet, but just as Ryme and the MC are about to move on, Roy appears and re-challenges Ryme. He tells her that he has cleansed his soul, which is what she told him that he needed to do last episode, so she allows him to have a rematch, telling him that this is a special circumstance. This is a one-on-one Fuecoco versus Loki form Toxtricity. Nemona tells Dot and Liko that he didn't actually train, he just hung out and sung with Fuecoco. And while Fuecoco is definitely showing the results of his training being faster in battle, and it's showing that it's able to dodge and attack much better than before, it's not until he begins to sing a different song, the song that his parents taught him with Fuecoco, that they begin to do much better. This song that he learned from his parents, this is what seems to have made Fuecoco's moves more unpredictable, allowing him to repeatedly dodge while hitting Disarming Voice very close range. And even though it doesn't do a lot of damage, he's able to do it over and over. And this song that the two are also singing is allowing everyone, including the people in the crowd, Quaxwell, and even Fuecoco to go crazy. This song seems to have more passion to it, and once Toxtricity is worn out enough, a stomping tantrum causes massive damage to it. This forces Ryme to terrasilize Toxtricity, and Roy terrasilizes Fuecoco in response. Then, similar to before, Fuecoco with the new song is able to dodge around Toxtricity before tanking a Venoshock to hit a close-range flamethrower. That KOs Toxtricity, which means the winner is Roy. Roy explains to Dot and Liko that when he was reminiscing on his parents, he realized why he was singing before. It wasn't to get stronger like he told Ryme last episode, instead it was to bond with Pokemon. He sang songs before to bond with the Pokemon in the island with his grandfather, and that's the same reason he originally bonded with Fuecoco. Seeing this resolved, Ryme passes him, telling him that she feels that Fuecoco has a lot of potential, but it's up to Roy to bring it all out. And with that, it's only Liko left in her exam. The episode ends as we see that Gersha, the next gym leader that they're going to be battling, watching Roy's battle. First things first, I thought this episode was going to guarantee that Fuecoco was going to evolve, and I was absolutely wrong. Pokemon even recently revealed some merchandise with some Crocolore, so I was convinced. I'm just gonna stop guessing at this point. I was at least right in saying that last episode wasn't going to be the real battle, and that this episode would be the battle with more strategy and better animation. And we got way more fluid animation in this episode, along with some great backstory for a main character. This feels like the first time ever in the Pokemon series that we've seen all three main characters' parents on both ends. I don't know why Pokemon always shied away from that in the past. Actually, I kinda do. I made a short about this a while back, you can check it out. But I like this change in the modern day, because it allows them to tell some actual stories about our heroes, which makes them who they are. In regards to Roy, I'm glad we got to learn more about his background. While I have been very critical of how the writing staff has handled him so far, he's the only one from the trio that has now won both of his battles straight up. That to me is slowly starting to make it feel like the writers are finally committing to him being the best battler of the group. Hopefully he doesn't end up like Tierno. That's That's all I can ask for. With Gersha being in the end of the episode and the next episode preview, I'm curious as to why the battle is happening so quickly. Is this arc ending soon, or is Liko going to lose and our heroes will be in Glaciado Gym for a little bit more? I guess we'll just have to wait and see. Overall though, I really enjoyed this episode. A great battle and great backstory for Roy. But what did you guys think of this episode? Let me know in the comments down below. Other than that, be sure to like, share, subscribe. You can follow me on Twitter at PdGaming, and that's it. I will talk to you guys later. Peace.